Well, I got this TPMS system, tire pressure monitoring system, off of Amazon. Really cheap. It was roughly $39 out the door with the coupon code. I think right now it's roughly 41 bucks. But I wanted some way to check the tire pressure as I'm driving down the road with my cargo trailer camper conversion. And if you haven't seen that extensive video series, check out my playlist area. I have literally everything in there of what I did from construction, electrical, plumbing, to transform that cargo trailer into a camper. But you know, this had really good reviews on it. I figured I'd give it a try. I paid for this. This wasn't sent to me for free. But for those that aren't familiar with this, there's just these little nuts. There's actually a physical battery in here through a wireless transmission. Monitors not only the tire pressure, but also the temperature. You know, these external TPMS systems, they probably don't do the best for recording real-time temperature in your tires. They're definitely going to give you a really solid reading for tire pressure. But if you want more of an accurate temperature reading, I probably suggest getting more of an internal TPMS system rather than a really cheap and easy to install external TPMS system like this. But like I said, they do make internal ones that give better readings for temperature, but obviously it's gonna be more expensive. It's more labor intensive to get it installed. And for me, I just wanted something to give me a reading on my tire pressure. Say like I get a slow leak or something's going on where it's fluctuating, it's giving me a sign that something's going wrong with that tire, it's about ready to blow or get a flat, I can pull over and safely get that fixed. But I'm gonna get this installed. I figure I'd have you guys join me on getting this installed. We'll test it out and see what I think. And I'll have one of my Amazon affiliate links in the video description below. It is one of my affiliate links. If you click on that, I do get a little bit of a pennies on the dollar kickback, but it is a nice incentive to continue these videos here on YouTube for you guys. Now, just reading off the box here, shows wireless transmission, real-time temperature monitoring, and real-time pressure monitoring. It's, you know, it's showing a very easy install, which I'm about to show you here in a little bit. But what's also thought was cool, it has solar charging on here. Also, it auto adjusts the backlight. So if it's bright, it dims down. If it's nighttime, it dims up. It came with this pad. This is not an adhesive. I think it's just sticky. It's just something you can put on your dash so this doesn't slide around, and it's easy to peel off. Obviously, you got your 4 total tire pressure monitoring caps. It comes with some security nuts, some backup O-rings, a charging cable, and a wrench. Obviously, your manual. Enough said, let's get this installed. Now, in my best effort to show you this auto backlighting, so when it's sunny, backlighting gets a little bit brighter. I get back down into the shade and it dims down right there.
Brightens up, dims down, brightens up.
Dims down. It's kind of hard to show this because obviously my camera's exposure is adjusting along with the light too. But you can see when I get back in the sun, that solar panel kicks in and it's charging the unit. You can see that little sun symbol. Get back into the shade here, it's not. You can see it kind of dims down there. So like I said, it's kind of hard to show this, but just to give you an idea, at least on the backlighting and the solar panel. All right, so let me get these tire covers off. If you don't have any tire covers for your trailer, trust me, I would get them. They're not that expensive. I got a set of 4 here off of Amazon. I'll have a link for that too in the description box below. I got these out the door for less than 25 bucks. Just helps protect your tire, especially from the sun. And it just obviously is going to make them last longer. So here's the front of the camper. Obviously this would be the right side here. And you can see they have these specifically labeled, you know, left side, right side, front, rear. So this would be the right side rear. So I'm going to pick this one and get this installed. Now I still have the same tires that came with this cargo trailer. You know, on the side of this cargo trailer, they do show, you know, a PSI rating of 50, and this is cold. You know, you wouldn't want to take this reading after you just got done driving down the road, or especially if it was really, really hot out. But they're showing 50 PSI here, at least with a tire model of ST205/75R15, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to completely go off of this, especially if someone swapped out the tires on you. But the model number on this definitely does match, because obviously these are the tires that came with my cargo trailer. But you always want to go off the PSI rating on the tire itself, and it's clearly saying 50 PSI cold. I usually don't go right to the max. I usually go a couple under. So if it's saying, 50 PSI, I usually do it like 47, maybe 48. As you go down the road, the PSI will increase a little bit as the friction of the tire between the asphalt or whatever starts to heat up the internal temperature, the PSI goes up a little bit. So I always, personally, I'm not telling you to do this, it's just what I do. I always go a couple under. So if it says 50, I usually shoot for 47, maybe 48. I always recommend a good quality instant PSI meter. I got this nice, Victor that I got off at Amazon. It was less than 15 bucks. This is coming in at, sure, I got a nice solid connection there. A little over 45, so 46, so really close to where I want to be. So it's already showing 48.5, so I think that's pretty good actually. Now the directions clearly say, caution, must turn on the monitor first and then install the sensors. Press the left and right arrow buttons for 3 seconds to turn on the monitor. So this is currently off right now. So I'll hold this down for 3 seconds. So this turns on. Now I really don't think there's much to it. I would put this nut on first. It's kind of a anti-theft. I think it's more for keeping the nut tight on the stem, to be honest with you. But you just screw this all the way on until it can't go on any further. Obviously this is the rear right, and you're just gonna screw this on until it stops. Probably gonna lose a little bit of air. I probably hold the stem here as you tighten this up. So I think that's about as tight as it's gonna get. Backtrack this rear nut, get this rear nut to screw back on, and then they're just gonna tighten this up. So for those that don't know, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So righty tighty, put it on, hold this nut, and then I'm going to turn this back nut into this stem. And I think that should be pretty good. And at least with just one installed, I noticed that it's already showing that reading, and it's exactly 47 with an internal temperature in Fahrenheit of 54 degrees. So far, so good. Let's get the other 3 installed. All right, so I got the front right installed, and it's showing exactly that 47, so that looks really good. And I figured I'd test this out. Apparently this has an alarm, so if the pressure drops too low, it gives off like an alarm beat. So let's test this out. I'm gonna actually unscrew this lefty loosey, and this should go off. So let's see how long that takes. I got this off now, and there it goes. Shows 0 PSI, and the alarm's going off, so good to go. All right, all the old caps are off. And by the way, if you see green caps like this came from the factory. That means that these tires came with nitrogen air, not regular air in the tires. But regardless, I got these all installed on the other side, and they're all reading exactly 47. And looks like the temperature on the right side is 55, 54, and on the left, 55 and 55. So far, so good. Now I'm gonna get my truck hooked up here, make sure that these can broadcast that distance to my cab so I can see this as I'm driving down the road. All right, got the truck hooked up. This side is good to go, and this side is good to go. At least from the furthest point back here, if I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I would say 8 good paces from the furthest sensor. I'd say one of my paces is about 3 feet. So we're talking a good 24 feet, and we are definitely getting a reading from that distance, no problem. And this has been running for, I don't know, probably at least 10 minutes. So we're definitely getting a solid connection here. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this here or not. It looks like I'm not totally getting a solar power, at least on that section. Let me try moving it up here. Yeah, I think this is going to work out pretty good. This is, as long as you got like a shiny surface. I notice it doesn't work well on this. It definitely worked good on this, but I wasn't getting any solar power. But right here, it's nice and shiny. This sticks pretty good. I don't feel like this is going to go around anywhere, but I can easily add and remove this, and this isn't permanently stuck to this, but this is definitely enough so this isn't moving around. while we're traveling down the road. I'm getting that solar power. It's charging the battery within this. If I put my hand over this, you can see it shuts off, kind of dims down. I got my backup camera here too. So if you haven't seen this, this is a really inexpensive camera I got in the back of my camper here. So when I'm backing this up into our camp spot, it makes it really easy. Make sure I'm not going to hit anything. Actually, I got a video on that too in my video link. Yeah, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hold on to this box when I'm done pulling the campers, throw this in the box, throw it in my center console. Should be easy to add and remove this, especially when it's solar powered. So far so good. I'm going to take this for a spin and see how it does. So yeah, just taking this camper for a spin around the block, and the display on this is really nice. I don't feel like I'm struggling to read the numbers on here, and so far so good. I'm actually quite impressed with how inexpensive this is at roughly 40 bucks. So far so good. So something else to note, if I hold down the right button for 3 seconds, you'll see that this switches over to a bar setting rating. If I hold this back down for 3 seconds, it'll switch back over to PSI. So that looks good. If I hold on the left side, that switches the Fahrenheit to Celsius. And I hold it down for another 3 seconds, it switches back over to Fahrenheit. So pretty simple to use. Well, I've had this running for at least 40 minutes, and so far so good. I think this is a solid purchase. And I'll keep you guys updated on this as I use it during the camping year. But just something to point out here before I head out, it does show an automatic setting reference pressure. It says there's no need to set a high or low pressure alert. When the sensor is installed, the current tire pressure is the reference pressure. The high pressure alert is 25% higher than the reference pressure, and the low pressure alert is 15% reference pressure. So that's kind of nice, at least in regards to sounding that alarm. Well, I hope you guys got something out of this, and keep an eye out for future videos, and I'll keep you guys updated on this tire pressure monitoring system. But if you got something out of this, scratch my back. I'll continue to scratch yours with these videos by subscribe, like, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next video.